Welcome everyone. My name is Craig Argenti. I'm the marketing director here at Michigan Design Center, and we've got a treat for you today. We're going live to the Lee factory down in Conover, North Carolina with John Bentley and Rodney Bumgarner. They're actually going to be visiting MDC on Thursday, May 9th in the CAI Designs showroom at 11:30 with the Build-A-Chair demonstration. So you won't want to miss that. Tell me, John and Rodney, how long have you both been with Lee?
I'm 18 years.
Wow.
Craig, I've been here 3.5 years, in the furniture industry for 20 years.
So John, can you tell me at the Lee factory, how long do most of the craftspeople there have under their belt?
We've got 600 associates, average a combined total of 5,500 total years.
Yeah,
So definitely a lot of experience, ranging from 20 to 30 plus years.
That's impressive, and you can't buy that. That's for sure.
That's it.
So going into the quality aspects of furniture, can you go into that a little and tell me what designers can look for in a quality piece of furniture?
A quality piece of furniture is the materials and the skill level that it takes to create it. Pretty much every furniture factory has frames and material, poly, but the difference that Lee makes is the folds.
Yeah, I always hear the term 8-way hand-tied. Can you describe a little bit about what that term means?
So when you're looking at the coil, it's tied in 8 directions.
Okay.
You've got basically the front, the back, each side, and then diagonally 4 different knots, totaling the 8 for that 8-way hand tie meaning.
Can you also, on the flip side, what screams low quality in a furniture piece?
You get a piece of furniture that is lightweight, it probably has low quality. If you're looking for one indicator.
That makes sense.
When you're looking into frames, hardwood is heavy, the springs are heavy, and in the cushioning, the density makes everything.
Taking a little deeper dive into materials, how have materials changed over the years? How have you seen them kind of evolve?
So I think health and safety concerns, different, for instance, finishing the VOCs, one for us for Lee's water-based finish process, not having solvent in the product. So I think some of those materials have changed over time.
How has technology changed the process over the years?
Well, with the AutoCAD and SolidWorks and being in North Carolina with a vendor base, so we were pretty quick to jump on the AutoCAD for drawing for our frames and our pattern, which allows us to make changes that we can send out to the vendors right away. So if we make a change today, the next frame they build tomorrow could be on the new design. So that increased our efficiency.
And two, technology, just lean manufacturing mindset through the plants, like you said, through the factory, just like here at Plant 3, through the different processes, we've been able to scan different orders throughout the factory, different inspection points throughout the factory. So some of that technology has really helped, leading into being able to pull up any different specs for sewing machines, sewing specs, upholstery specs, and so that technology has definitely evolved in a good way for us.
Bearing that you have all the necessary materials, how long does it take to construct a piece of custom upholstery? Like, say that chair right there. Like, how long would it take you to put the full piece together?
A couple hours in cutting, a couple hours in sewing, and then several hours in upholstery with the spring ups, about another hour and a half. So you're looking at, if you were able to go from A to Z in one day, it would be about the whole day to build a piece.
And just lead time wise, standard lead time for a piece is around 4 weeks. So our custom upholstery, we hit into 3 different tiers with standard options, and then a tier 2, which is 8 weeks time, adding different skirt options, and then a tier 3, which is a frame modification. So, the frame modification is going to take a little bit longer time frame to be able to do that. So it may range from 12 to 14 weeks, depending on the different customization of the frame.
Very cool. Yeah, you had sent me actually a couple of the new introductions there, and I noticed the white sofa. That's probably a very like kind of custom piece with like the thing that caught my attention on that was the skirt, the frills on the bottom. Like so like that type of a custom feature is probably something designers love.
So definitely that dressmaker sofa that you're referencing at Market has a Soho natural trim on the bottom. So with that dressmaker aspect, it definitely throws another detail in the fine furnishing aspect, and definitely something we're looking forward at progressing, on those custom aspects.
So you're in factory or in plant 3 there. Can you tell us a little bit about the Lee inspection process? Like, what do you look for and go through with a piece on the floor to make sure it meets Lee quality?
Oh, it should be neat, smooth, and tight, and look like we did it on purpose. I mean, that's pretty simple. Is like the customer's not going to know that this pleat should be 6 inches from this pleat. So as long as things are evenly spaced and look like they were purposefully done, you usually don't have an issue with your customer. That being said, that you have to have some sort of baseline, which is if you wouldn't put it in your house, don't send it out. So that's kind of what everybody here jumps on board with, is would they want it? And if they wouldn't want it, then we go back and we look at see what we need to do about it. But that's kind of where we're at with that. And John has a in-depth look on the Karma program, which is what our final inspectors use to critique and monitor the pieces going out. So he can touch base on that.
Yes, and Craig, so we've got 7 different inspection processes throughout the facility, starting at fabric receiving, going into cutting, sewing, then through the process at staging, upholstery, we do an inside and trim inspection, and then just like Rodney hit, the Karma process that we have at final inspection at the end of the line is really huge. It gives them a checklist that we determine for each style, each piece that they have to go through. We'll take 4 pictures, of each side of the piece. That way we have exactly how it left the factory, and we're able to hit all the details and requirements that we use to get a piece out the door.
That's good. A lot of people along the line to make sure it's what the designer ordered and definitely meets your standards. So that's great to give us a little background into the process there. And so on May 9th at 11:30 here in CAI, what can designers expect? It's a kind of a little preview. Obviously you can't watch a whole chair being built in an hour there, but what can they expect to see when they come and visit you here?
Well, they can expect to see this piece. We'll have, as you see now, it's halfway with the FLW on it. But what we'll do is one side will be already built up in stages so that you can see from the base layer all the way through the final process, so that for people that get bored or they have other engagements, they can get a really good eye of what's going on. And then on the other side, we'll go through and we'll upholster it a little bit. We'll put some ply grip on, some tack band, and mostly we'll allow the designers to ask questions that they want answers to. Why is this? Why not that? Whatever they feel is their pressing issue, we want to be able to give them that answer.
Great. So it really is their opportunity to, like I'm doing right now, talk to you guys from the factory. They can talk to you in person and really get to know you.
Yeah, and through the chair build, we found that we don't know what they want to know, and we don't want to waste their valuable time telling them something they already know when there's a question that they really want to know that would make it better for all of us if they ask. So the more they participate, the better the chair build will be.
Awesome. So designers, bring some great questions on Thursday, May 9th for Rodney and John, and they'll be here to answer them for you. So
it's going to be great. It's a good way to be able to interact with them, let them get a little bit of history and what we deal with day to day. And then also to get, some background of things that they're having to work with every day. So we're definitely looking forward to it and very excited for the opportunity and to see everyone there May 9th.
While we're out in the factory, do we want to go kind of take a little walk around and you can show me, or?
Yeah, we can basically go from cutting and sewing all the way through the process.
Cutting, okay.
Yeah, so we're basically going through the factory here to our cutting department. And we can kind of see a little bit of the fabrics, kind of fabric receiving into cutting as well. Basically fabric receiving, fabric inventory housed here at Plant 3. And then all of our fabric cutting is done here at Plant 3. And you can see the cutting machines that we have set up here. And then we also have some hand cutting for some, more specialty type material that's coming through as well.
When we get past the cutting machines here, that's what you're seeing right now. She'll show you the sewing department, which has about 40 sewing machines.
Oh, wow.
And different lines set up for COM fabrics, inline fabrics, dressmakers. We identify, different machines for velvets and those type things. Just a little bit more intricate, parts throughout sewing, and we try to identify the correct sewing machines, and then lines as well for the more experienced associates to the maybe a little bit less experienced associates. We stage up everything, another opportunity to make sure we've got all the correct cushions, the correct poly with the correct style before it goes into upholstery. Okay. And so basically from inside upholstery to trim upholstery. So the inside upholstery is all the internal insides of the piece. And then it'll have an inspection from inside to trim, where we put on the outsides of the piece, and we'll kind of walk into that area as well. Walk into that. And you can see as far as the trim perspective, some of the outsides. How are you? Just some of the outsides, putting on the out arms, the out back, and then once they're done, as far as the trim application, we'll finish up at final inspection. It's a deluxing process that they go through.
Very cool. So probably this sofa sectional that I'm on right now was probably on that floor there. Good chance.
Yes,
there.
Definitely. So they'll go through the deluxing, any kind of steaming, picking the strings, cutting strings, just making sure that we've got all the different details, of each piece. Then we'll come through and do a final inspection with Karma. We've got, a lee backdrop here, and you can kind of see some of those pieces that are, getting closer to the finish line. A great chair here with some, specialty banding on the bottom of the chair. Just making sure we've got all the correct applications, throughout each piece.
Very cool.
And then from there, the final inspection, and then into the packing to pack the product up.
All right, so we're back in the conference room here, and we're coming off a high point now, so I just wanted to go through a couple of your introductions that you just had, and let's start with this bench sofa with the fun animal print. Can you tell me a little bit about that piece?
Apartment sofa with the detailed legs, part of the 4235 series that also includes a smaller love seat version. So this piece in particular was shown in an animal print COM that definitely showcases all the great details in a Lee piece.
Is that kind of what kind of padding does that one have? Cloud
9 cushion, so it's got a spring coil construction with the foam, and then it's a top back design, a little bit softer, poly just to be able to sit. Apartment sofa is going to be a little bit thicker, firmer sit on the back just for durability over time.
The curves on the one really caught my eyes. It looks like you could just sink in that guy. Tell us a little bit about that piece.
This one in particular is the 6233-01, a fully upholstered chair that has a modern sloped arm and a top back design. Part of this 6233 series that includes a swivel chair and also a slip cover chair, and it's available in fabric and leather. And this chair was definitely very popular at market. Definitely a great display of lead comfort, like you said, the overall sit of the piece, and then just that lead style in general, just a little bit different than the normal piece.
Very cool. So let's jump to the other chair there. That one looks more masculine to me. So I kind of liked how the one sofa with the skirt kind of was more feminine, and this one screams masculine to me. So can you tell me a little bit about this piece?
1980-01, which is shown in leather. It's normally a design for us that's out of fabric. So we introduced that one out of leather. It's got a nice nail trim, a little bit more modern design. The base on that piece, the finished wood base, really sets off the character of that chair, a little bit more sleek.
Is there anything else you wanted to leave designers with?
A lot of great styles that we've introduced for market. I had a lot of great buzz with the product, and definitely just looking forward to the event there for CAI on May 9th.
Well, we look forward to having you.